Okay, so let's solve a few questions today. The first question is, the rate of a reaction triples when temperature changes from 20 degree to 50 degree Celsius. Calculate the energy of activation for the reaction. R is given to us as 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. Okay, this is our question. Now, according to the Arrhenius equation, we know that log of K2 upon K1, that is equal to EA upon 2.303 R T2 minus T1 upon T1 into T2. Okay, so this is our expression. In this they are saying that the rate of the reaction that becomes 3 times. So that means K2 upon K1, that is going to be equal to 3. Okay, so let's put the values over here. Log of 3, that is equal to EA upon 2.303 into 8.314 T2 given to us in the question, that is T2 is 323, so 323 minus T1, that is given as 20 degrees, so that will be 293 upon 323 into 293. ठीक है, so ये आ जाएगा हमारा the value of log of 3, that is 0.4771 into 2.303 into 8.314 divided by the value of 323 minus 293, that comes to 30. ठीक है, into 293 into 323, that is going to be the value of EA. So when we calculate this, the value of EA, that is coming as 28811.8 joules per mole. In order to convert it to kilojoules, we divided by 1000, so that comes equal to 28.811 kilojoules per mole. Okay, so this was a simple question. Let's go on to question number 2. What is our question number 2? In Arrhenius equation, for a certain reaction, the value of A and EA are 4 into 10 raised to power 13 per second and 98.6 kilojoules per mole. At what temperature the reaction will have specific rate constant 1.1 10 raised to power minus 3. Okay. Now again, according to Arrhenius equation, K, that is equal to A exponential minus EA upon RT. ठीक है, और by putting log on both sides, what will we get? Log of K, that is equal to, यहाँ पे because we are converting the natural log into 10 base log, so what we have to do over here is we multiply it with what? 2.303. So let's put in the first expression like we were putting. Log of K, that is equal to log of A minus EA upon RT. Right? So this is the natural log which we are taking, or exponential log, so we can put E over here. In order to convert it to base 10, log with the base 10, we convert this, so this will become 2.303 log of 10 K. Okay, this is equal to 2.303 log of 10A minus EA upon RT. ठीक है, now the value of A is given to us and the value of, what do we have to calculate over here, is temperature. The log of K, let's put the value, we have 2.303 log of K. The value of K given to us is 1.1 into 10 raised to power minus 3. ठीक है, this is equal to 2.303 into log of A. The value of log of A that is given to us as 4 into 10 raised to power 13. So 4 into 10 raised to power 13, ठीक है, in minus 98.6 into 10 raised to power 3, we are converting kilojoules into joules upon 8.314 into T. So over here we need to calculate T. So let's first calculate the value of each of these. So when we are talking of 2.303 log of 1.1, the log of 11 that is equal to how much? The log of 11 that is 0.414. Okay, so we put the value of log over here, 2.303 into log of 1.1, the value that was coming to as 0.414. So it is going to be 0.0414 minus 3. ठीक है, and this is equal to 2.303 log of 4. The value of log of 4 that is equal to what? 0.6020. So this will come as 0.6020 into plus 13 minus 98.6 into 10 raised to power 3 upon 8.314 into T. ठीक है, now over here when we need to calculate, इसको 2.303 को हम as it is ही रहने देते हैं, ठीक है, so we have 2.303 into, this is coming as what? 0.0414 minus 3, that will come as 10 to the 4 is 6, 9 to the 1 is 5, 9 to the 4 is 5 and 9. 2.9556. Okay, and this is equal to 2.303 and this will come as plus 13 into 13.6020. ठीक है, ये हमारे पास एक ब्रैकेट आ जाता है, ओके, और यहाँ पे हमारे पास क्या आ जाएगा? माइनस 98.6 into 10 raised to power 3 upon 8.314 T, right? Now in order to remove this 2.303 we have to take it as common. In order to take 2.303 as common, or we say that we divide the entire term with 2.303, or dividing the entire term by 2.303, this 2.303 gets cancelled, this 2.303 also gets cancelled, and we will get 2.303 over here. So now the figure becomes what? Which is going to be 2.9556. और ये वाला क्या आ जाएगा? This is plus, so this will go on the other side, minus 13.6, ठीक है, 13.6020, that is equal to 9.68 into 10 raised to power 3 upon 2.303 into 8.314 into temperature. ठीक है, so now when we calculating the temperature over here, it is coming to 310.96. So the temperature is 310.96 Kelvin. Got it? So this is how you're going to do this question. Then let's go on to question number 3. What is question number 3? Question number 3 says the rate constant is given by Arrhenius equation k is equal to a exponential minus EA upon RT. Calculate the ratio of catalyzed and uncatalyzed constants at 25 degrees Celsius if energy of activation of catalyzed reaction is 162 and that for uncatalyzed reaction is the value is 350 kilojoules. Okay. So for this, let's assume that kCa, that is the rate constant for catalyzed, and KUN, that is for uncatalyzed. Okay. So when we are talking of this, according to Arrhenius equation, 2.303 log of kCa, that is going to be equal to what? 2.303 log of A minus the value of EA given to us is 162. So that has to be converted into joules. Okay? The value of R, let's keep it as it is, and let's keep the temperature also as it is. Okay. Now for the second reaction, what they have given us the value of 2.303 log of K of uncatalyzed, that is going to be equal to 2.303 log of A minus the activation energy that is given as 350. So that will be let's say this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Okay? So what we have to do is we are subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. Subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Okay? So when we subtract this, what we are going to get is log of uncatalyzed, that is equal to 10 raised to power 3 we will take common. Okay, so that will be 10 raised to power 3. Also 2.303 RT, that is going to be common. Okay, and the change in the subtraction in temperature, that will be 350 minus 162. Okay, so when we calculate this is coming as, put in the values, 10 raised to power 3 upon 2.303 into 8.314 into temperature given is 25 degrees Celsius. So that is going to be 298 Kelvin. Okay, and 350 minus 162, that is 188. Okay, so this when calculated, it comes to 32.95. It is coming to 32.95, right? Up log of K upon log of K for catalyzed upon K for uncatalyzed, that is coming as 32.95. Okay, so Ca upon this will become ND log of 32.95. Okay, so 32, that is going to go as power 10 raised to power 32. Okay, and the value of 0.95, that is 888. So the answer is 8.88 into 10 raised to power 32. So what you can apprehend from here is that the catalyzed reaction is this much time the uncatalyzed reaction. Matlab ki when we have applied or we have used a catalyst over here, the reaction increases to almost 10 raised to power 32 times. Okay, so this is the kind of questions when you will look at the options for such kind of questions, the options would be in terms of 10 ka power. Okay, so you need to calculate till this and then you compare the powers of 10. It will be 10 raised to power 10 given or 10 raised to power 30 given or 10 raised to power whatever given. So whatever the answer with 10 raised to power 32 would be given, that would be your correct answer. Okay? Then let's go to question number 4. Question number 4. Question number 4 is calculate the rate constant of the reaction at 293 Kelvin when the energy of activation is 103 kilojoules per mole and the rate constant at 273 Kelvin is 7.87. So in this we have to calculate the rate constant at 293 Kelvin. Okay. So according to Arrhenius equation, log of K2 upon K1, that is equal to EA upon 2.303 R T2 minus T1 upon T1 into T2. Okay? Now the value of K1 is given to us. So let's put the values. Log of K2 upon K1 is given as 7.87 into 10 raised to power minus 7. Okay? This is equal to activation energy. Activation energy is given to us as 103 kilojoules per mole. So converted into joules, 103 upon 10 raised to power 3 upon 2.303 into 8.314. And the value of T2 given, that is how much? T2 is 293. 273. Okay? So when we are calculating this, the right hand side we will calculate first, this portion. So this portion, that is coming to 1.345. Okay? So we have log of K2 upon 7.87 into 10 raised to power 7, that comes to 1.345. Okay, so K2 upon 7.87 into 10 raised to power 7, that is going to be equal to anti-log of 1.345. Okay, over here again, the digit which is on the left hand side of the decimal, that has to be taken as a power, 10 raised to power 1, and the anti-log of 0.345, that is 2218. Right? Or this can be written as 22.18. Okay? So what is going to be the value of K2 now? K2 will be equal to 22.18 into 7.87 into 10 raised to power minus 7. Right? So when we are calculating this, the answer is coming to 1.74 into 10 raised to power minus 5%. Clear? So this is our question number 4. Let's go on to the last question, question 5. Question 5. The question is, the energy of activation for a reaction is 100 kilojoules per mole. Presence of a catalyst lowers the energy of activation by 75%. Okay? What will be the effect on rate of the reaction at 20 degrees centigrade? Other things being equal. Okay, so what are they saying over here is that we know that according to Arrhenius equation, K, that is equal to AE minus E upon RT. The activation energy is given to us, right? So in absence of catalyst, let's say it is equal to K1. In absence of catalyst, the activation energy that is given to us as 100. Okay? And because they have given 100 and presence of catalyst lowers the energy of activation by 75%. So if the activation energy is lowered by 75%, the activation energy for the second will become as 25. ठीक है? So in presence of catalyst, K2 that will be equal to AE minus 25 upon RT. ठीक है? Now in this case, let's now take the ratio of both. Then what will we get? If we are comparing this and this, and we are going to take the ratio of both. Let's say we are taking K2 upon K1. Now K2 upon K1, this is same, so this is going to cancel. This is also same, so this is also going to cancel. Exponents are only going to be left over here. So this can be written as K2 upon K1 can be written as what? Exponential 100 minus 25. 75 upon RT. Okay, so this is what we have now. Putting log on both sides, that will be what? We will have 2.303 log of K2 upon K1, that is going to be equal to 75 upon RT. ठीक है? Put down the values now. So we will have log of K2 upon K1, that is coming as 75 upon 8.314 into 2.303 into temperature which is given to us as how much? 293, 20 degrees Celsius. So that is going to be 293. ठीक है? So log of K2 upon K1, that is equal to 75 upon 8.314 into this. Now when we calculate the right hand side of the equation, then that is going to come as what? Can you calculate it for me? 75 divided by 8.314 into 2.303 into 293. Chalo, in any case, when we are talking of K2 upon K1, that will become NT log of this entire thing. Okay? So NT log of this, when we taking the NT log of whatever the sum is coming over here or the solution is coming over here, we see that the value of K2 upon K1, that becomes equal to 2.34 into 10 raised to power 13. Right? So what is this signifying over here? That on adding a catalyst, the rate of the reaction that is increasing by 10 raised to power 13. Is it clear? Okay, so these were the questions which generally come, or the kind of questions which come from Arrhenius equation. So let's go on to our next topic today, molecularity of a reaction. What do we understand by molecularity of a reaction? Basically, whenever a reaction is taking place, we have already studied that collisions of molecules is going to take place. Okay. Now there are many molecules which are going to collide together. So generally, molecularity that is defined as the number of molecules simultaneously colliding, number of molecules simultaneously colliding to bring about a reaction. Right? So all the molecules which collide simultaneously in a reaction, that is known as a molecularity. Now, provided this reaction that is taking place in one step, this is very, very important. Okay? So, for example, if we are taking PCl5 dissociating into PCl3 plus Cl2. Now over here, this has only one molecule. Okay? Then such reactions, they are said to be unimolecular in nature. Okay? They are said to be unimolecular in nature. Then after that, let's take another reaction. Dissociation of hydrogen iodide. Over here, two molecules they are reacting. So such reactions, they are said to be bimolecular in nature. Okay? And then we can have even trimolecular reactions, like for example, SO2 plus O2 to give us 2SO3. This is a trimolecular reaction because two molecules of sulfur dioxide and one molecule of oxygen, they are colliding together. Okay? So basically, minimum number of reacting species, number of reacting species which are colliding together in the slowest step of the reaction, that is the molecularity. Okay? Because sometimes what happens is that there are certain reactions which take place in more than one step. Then the slow step will give us the molecularity of the reaction. Right? So when we are talking of molecularity, we say that molecularity is a theoretical concept. Okay? Number two, it can never be zero. Right? It can never be negative. It can never be fractional, which means it is always a whole number. Okay? It can never be infinite. It can never be infinite, and it can never be imaginary. So these are the characteristics of molecularity, and we also say that the molecularity of the reaction can never be greater than 3. Okay, so molecularity will never be greater than 3. There are certain reactions in which the molecularity appears to be greater than 3, but then actually it depends upon what? It will depend upon the mechanism of the reaction, right? For example, if you are taking a reaction say between 4-HBr plus O2, okay, to give us 2H2O plus 2Br2. This is the reaction. In this case, as you can see over here, the molecularity appears to be 5, isn't it? But the molecularity is not 5 over here, because such reactions will always go to completion in more than 2 steps. So the slowest step, that is going to give us the molecularity of a reaction. Got it? फिर उसके बाद then we have order of the reaction. Let's take a hypothetical reaction. AA plus BB to give us products. ठीक है? Now according to law of mass action, the rate of this reaction will be given as what? Rate, that is equal to K into concentration of A raised to power A, concentration of B raised to power B. Okay, this is going to be the rate. Okay, now according to rate law, the rate of the above reaction, that will be given as what? Rate is equal to K into A raised to power P, B raised to power Q. Okay? So this is the rate over here, right? Now over here, P and Q, we know that law of mass action is a theoretical concept. whereas weight law is experimentally verified. ठीक है? So over here P plus Q, that gives us order of reaction. Now this, the value of P and Q may be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients or it may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, so order of, if we say that the value of P and Q is equal to the stoichiometric coefficients, then the law of mass action becomes equal to the rate law and the order of the reaction may be written as A plus B. Clear? When we are talking of different reactants over here, we say that the rate of the reaction with, the order of the reaction with respect to A is P and the order of the reaction with respect to Q, with respect to B is Q, and total order of the reaction, that is P plus Q. Because order of the reaction or the rate of the reaction, that varies differently with different reactions, different reactants. ठीक है? Have you understood till here? Okay. Then according to, let's take a few examples over here. Alright, let's take a few examples over here. We say that order, that is experimentally determined entity. Okay? So if we are taking, and we also say that order of the reaction depends upon mechanism of the reaction. So if a reaction is proceeding in more than 2 steps or more than 1 step, right? If the reaction is proceeding in more than one step, then the slow step, that is going to be rate determining step. Okay? The slow step, that is going to be the rate determining step. Let's take example. The first example we are taking is the dissociation of hydrogen peroxide O2. Okay, now in this case the reaction is proceeding in 2 steps. In the first step, H2O2 dissociates into H2O plus O. ठीक है? And in the second step, the oxygens, they combine together to give us O2. Right? Now in this reaction, we say that this is a slow step. So rate of the reaction will be given according to this step. Therefore, rate that becomes equal to what? It becomes equal to K into concentration of H2O2 raised to power 1. So what is the order of the reaction for this? It is going to be 1. Okay. Now if you are looking at the stoichiometry of the reaction, the order seems to be 2 over here, according to the theoretical concept. But when experimentally verified, the order of this reaction, that is equal to 1. Got it? In a similar manner, we have fractional orders also, which we will do in detail later. But let's take one example over here. We are taking acetaldehyde CH3CHO4, which is breaking into CO. Now, experimentally, the rate determined for this reaction, that is equal to K into CH3CHO raised to power 1.5. ठीक है? Is it clear? Now there are certain, we can say that there are certain plots given for order of the reaction. We say that the order of the reaction, like in molecularity, we said that the molecularity can never be 0. Okay? Over here, order of the reaction can be 0, it can be fractional, and it can also be negative. So we are, you can say, differentiating between molecularity and order of the reaction. We say that number one, molecularity is a theoretical concept. Order of a reaction is an experimental concept. Number two, molecularity of a reaction can never be zero, fractional, negative, infinite or imaginary. ठीक है? Whereas order of a reaction, it can be zero, it can be fractional, or it can be negative. Depending upon this, we plot a few graphs for different order of reactions. Okay, so when we are drawing graph between concentration of the reactants and time, okay, experimentally determined. If the graph is given to you as like this, and they are saying determine the order of the reaction, then the graph like this is for zero order reaction. ठीक है? Okay. Now if we are plotting a graph between log of A and time, and the graph that comes like this, then this is for first order. So the difference between this graph and this graph is that over here we are taking the concentration of your A, over here we are taking the log of concentration of A. ठीक है? And if we are given a graph between 1 upon A with time, and the graph is given like this, then this is the graph for second order reaction. ठीक है? So you have to memorize these graphs. Also, if we are given a graph between rate and concentration, and the graph comes as a linear plot, it means that the rate is independent of concentration, then this is for zero order. ठीक है? Similarly, if the graph between rate and concentration that comes as a straight line, then this is for first order. Okay? And if we are taking the rate and square of concentration, and the graph comes like this, then this is also what? This is for second order. Okay? So let's just do a comparative study. You can see over here that over here the graph we are plotting between concentration of A and T. The graph is coming as inverse. If we are plotting it with rate and concentration, then it is coming as a linear plot. Okay? Over here, if we are plotting it between log of A and T, then it is first order. The graph is coming inverse, and over here it is coming as a slope. Okay? Straight line. So this also you can compare. Over here, the only thing is this graph and this graph is absolutely similar. So in hurry, please do not mark the wrong option. Please look at what is given at the x-axis. Okay? Then the last topic for today, what we are going to do, that is pseudo-order reaction. Pseudo-order reaction. Pseudo means false. Okay? So pseudo-order reactions are those reactions which appear to be some other, but they have different value for order of a reaction. That are pseudo-order reactions. Right? So basically what we are expecting from the expression of the rate law, that is not going to be the order of the reaction. As for example, if we are taking a reaction of RCl plus water, okay, now the expected, according to the rate law, the expected order of the reaction should be what? The rate should be given as K into concentration of RCl into concentration of water. Okay, but the order of the reaction according to the above relation should be 2. Okay, but over here it is seen that the rate of the reaction that only depends upon the concentration of RCl. Therefore, order of the reaction, that is 1. Why this is happening? This is because we say that the concentration of water that is taken to be in larger quantity. We are taking water in a very large quantity. Okay. So concentration of water that is taken to be unity. That is, the concentration does not change. Concentration of water remains as constant. Okay. That is why we are not taking the concentration of water over here. Such reactions which appear to be second order, but in actual they follow first order kinetics, they are said to be pseudo first order reactions. Okay? They are pseudo first order reactions. Mostly hydrolysis reactions which we do for organic compounds, and also hydrolysis, other hydrolysis reactions what we do, they generally follow first order kinetics and they are said to be pseudo first order reactions. Right? So today we finish the lecture here only. The next topic we will start tomorrow. Okay?